identifying. They are very different. Okay,
Yes,
sometimes
Doctor.
we will use some combined method for identifying the risks. I will discuss. Okay.
Okay.
Please write
Thank you.
your question in your notes, and when that we will discuss
Discuss
about the
that in another
identifying, yes, and the
session.
method.
Yes.
And the methods
Thank you.
of identifying the risk, if your question will not answer, please repeat and we will discuss in detail in that part. Okay.
And I will research about this point, and I will prepare some notes to discuss with you, Doctor. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Mr. Engineer. Thank you. Okay. And about project risk management, the definition of risk management and steps of risk management in general, not in detail. The definition of or activities that we will deal with in project risk management. So, project risk management is the process or procedure, of these steps: identifying, first stage or step; evaluating, that are qualitative evaluating and quantitative evaluating in 2 steps we will discuss. And after that, planning responses to events or responses to risks about both positive and negative risks or uncertainties or events that might occur throughout or during the course of a project. That this reference is one book that is the name of the writer, written on. I repeat, project risk management is a process or procedure of identifying, evaluating, and planning responses to events or risks about both positive and negative risk or effect that might occur and might not occur throughout the course of a project with this reference. And about the objective or aims of risk management, these are: the objective of risk management is to increase probability and or impact of positive risks and opposite, decrease probability and or sometimes only probability, sometimes probability and impact. Probability and or impact of negative risks, opposite positive risks, in order to optimize the general objective, this one, to optimize the changes of project success. Is the final or overall objective of risk management, to optimize the changes of project success. Notice that in project management that we study and design by certainties in our project, and after that we will start and complete the construction of that project. We use safety factor in our project, and we will optimize the design of that project separately of risk management in designing with certainties, not uncertainties. And we will optimize the design of that project, okay? But with risk management, the optimization of that project or changes of project success will be decreased by risk management in that project. And if, in opposite, if we don't deal with risk management in any project, especially about negative risks, some events, some negative events will occur during of our project that we don't predicted them, and we will have not any program and any design and scheduling about them, and especially negative risks will have some negative effects on objectives of our projects if we don't have any risk management about any project, okay, especially about negative positives and negative risk. And about positive risk, if we don't have any risk management about any project, opportunities that we can use during our term will be omitted, and some effects, some positive effects on our project's objectivities will be omitted. So I repeat this point. The objectives is to increase probability and or impact of positive risk, and about negative risk, decrease probability and or impact of negative risk, in order to, is the final object of risk management, in order to optimize the changes of project success, about the rectangle of the project objectives. Okay? I repeat from the first point about the project risk management procedure. Project risk management is the process or procedure of identifying, evaluating, and planning responses to events, about both positive and negative, that might occur throughout the course of a project or during a project. And about the objective of risk management, the objective of risk management is to what? To increase probability and or impact of positive risk, and about negative ones, decrease probability and or impact of negative risk, and in general, in order to optimize the changes of project success. Okay. Any question?
Sorry there, Dr.
Okay.
Mahmoud.
Okay.
And the definition of project risk management, we deal with about positive risks.
Both of them.
Why deal with positive risk? We need just negative risk.
No, because there are some opportunities during the project, yes, during the construction of that project or completion of that project. There are some opportunities. And if we deal with positive risk, these opportunities will be omitted from our project. But by dealing with the risk management about positive risk, the positive changes about our project will be occur. Okay? There are some threats about negative risk and some opportunities, but negative risks are more important.
Project, Doctor.
Are more important. Negative risk is clear. And notice that it's it was a very good question. Thank you, Mr. Engineer. And notice that one of the objective of risk management is to change. It's very important. It is right. One of the objectives of risk management is this part: to change some possible. Sometimes it's possible. Sometimes some possible negative risk to positive risk. Sometimes it's possible. So the objective of risk management, it can be to change some negative risk to positive risks, or to change threats to opportunities. Threats to opportunities. For example, about the price of materials. Okay, in Iraq and in Iran are the same, especially in Iran. We can buy some materials before the starting of our project in the suitable time. Okay? And after that, we can use during the stage of construction the project. And we can change this threat about the price of some materials and some equipments during the risk construction in our country. We can change this threat that the price of some monies, some materials and some equipments is increasing very rapidly. Increasing in our country, and we can buy them as soon as possible. And with this management, we can change the threat to opportunity, or the negative risk to positive risk. It's an example, and there are many examples, especially in Iraq and Iran. There are many examples. So it's needed to manage positive risks and negative risks, or opportunities and threats right together during our project and our project management. Work together, okay? It's needed. And so we can use some opportunities during the construction of a project to optimize the changes of project success. Okay. Mr. Mustafa, please connect your microphone and speak and ask your question. Okay, Mr. Assad, about the first part, risks that are poorly understood but are expected to grow greatly in significance. Yes, of course. But we will sorting and ranking the risk. I will discuss after identifying the risk, and to make a list of risks, we will ranking. We will sorting the risk according their number. We will have and calculate the risk numbers or risk number that has one formula, and after that we will rank and sort the risks, and in the next step we will decide about the more important risks in our risk management, and some risks will be omitted from our risk management procedure according our objectives and our budgeting and our time and other conditions. Okay, I will discuss in detail. And Mr. Mustafa is right that emergent, Mr. Mustafa is right that emergent risk do not have a track record, yes, which can be used to estimate likely probabilities and expected losses. Yes, but Mr. Mustafa, I explained that there are some methods to identifying and to analyzing qualitative and quantitative analyzing of risk. There are some methods, and we must try to identify and to analyze the risk management. We must try. I will explain in detail, and after that I have no question, just explain the emergent risk for the student who. Okay, thank you, Mr. Mustafa, for your explanation. Any other question, engineers? Okay.
I'm sorry, doctor. I have
Okay.
a question, please.
Okay.
How I can opportunities
Yes.
according to positive risks? It's always positive risks.
Yes.
The opportunity
Yes.
is. Can I take always positive risk?
Yes. The opportunity and negative risk are not different. Okay.
Yes.
The things that are different about positive and negative risk are their effects. Positive risks have some positive effect on the objectives of the project,
Yes.
and negative risks have some negative effects on the project, but basically they are not different inherent.
Yes.
Okay, and I will discuss in the next part in the step of identifying the risk. That is the second step of risk management, identifying
Yes,
risk.
doctor. Thank you,
Okay.
doctor, so much.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Any question? Any other question? Okay. Continue about other or some key terms like threat, opportunities, uncertainty, and risk factors. We explained and you about threats that are negative risks and opportunities that are positive risks. Negative risks, I explained that have negative effect on the objectives in our project, and opportunities have positive effect on the objective in our project. And about certainty and uncertainty, lack of knowledge or information, both of them. Lack of knowledge, please add in this part. Lack of knowledge and information about an event that reduces confidence, the probability of that occur or event. Occurring that event reduces confidence in conclusions drawn from the data. Uncertainties is opposite. And about risk factors, the items of risk, it's better. Risk factors or items of risk. The probability of occurring that risk or that event, the probability, how likely the event will occur. That's using percents or percentage. And the next item about any risk is impact or effect. The range of possible outcome. The range of possible outcomes. And the time or when, expected timing. When that event or that risk will occur during the construction of that project. Some risk will occur in initial steps. Some risk will occur in middle parts or steps of construction of that project, and some risk will be occur in the future and the end parts of that project. So the time or when is expected time about the occurring of that event or risk. And the next item about any risk is how often or frequency, how often anticipated frequency of risk events. Sometimes some risk has some frequencies during the project, and some risk will occur only one time during the project, and some risks are not periodic, but have some frequencies and will occur more than one time during the project. And continue about key terms, about risk exposure or risk score. And we sometimes name this item or this term to a risk number. risk exposure or risk score or risk number. We will explain about it and about the formula. Qualitative loss potential of business, usually calculated by multiplying the risk number, multiplying the probability of that risk by its impact or its effect on the objective of that project. So I repeat, risk exposure or risk score or risk number, that is quantifiable loss potential of business, usually calculated by multiplying the probability of that risk by what? By its effect on the project's objective or objectives. Some risks will affect only one object in that project, and some risk will affect more than one objective of that project or different. And next term is risk appetite or risk tolerance. That is the level or description of risk an individual or group is willing to accept. Is different in any project, and the general manager or main manager of any project will decide about the level of risk management in that project, the level of that risk management in that project, that determine the budget and the time for risk management in that project, and the team or teams for risk management in that project. That is risk appetite or risk tolerance, the level or description or of risk and the individual or group is willing to accept in that project, in any project. And the risk threshold, that is a specific point at which risk becomes unacceptable. After sorting the risk in a list, in the third stage of risk management, that is qualitative risk management, we will omit some risk at the end of the list, and risk threshold is with that a specific point at which risk becomes unacceptable. And another term is risk averse, refers to someone or some group or company who does not want to be negatively impacted by the risk. Its opposite is risk prone. In some projects, and it's depend on the decision of the manager of that project, main manager or general managers of that project, risk averse. Some managers doesn't want to accept negative risk, or some level are negative risks, some levels, and is opposite to risk prone. I repeat, risk averse refers to someone or some group or some managers who does not or want to be negatively impacted or affected by the threats, and it's opposite in risk prone. And about risk trigger. events or conditions that indicate that a risk is about to occur. There are some traces in identifying the risk or during the construction of that risk that indicate that some risk or one risk will occur in the future or at a time near now. Some so risk triggers are that traces, that indicators. Okay, risk trigger, I repeat, events or conditions. In the first step of risk management and studies of that project or during the construction of that project about the future risk we will discuss. That indicates that a risk is about to occur or near to occur. It's risk trigger that we will use in identifying the risks and adding some risk during the risk management and during the construction of that project. We will discuss and we'll explain that during the risk management and during the construction of that project and during the project management will be added some risk. Some risks will be added, some risk during the construction or in some steps of construction of that risk and during the risk management, during the project management. Okay, thank you. So we will discuss about the continue of these terms in the slide number 11 in the next session. Thank you very much and goodbye. If you have some question, please write in your text and ask me in the initiation of the next session. Please ask. Thank you very much and goodbye. See you later. See you in the next session, in the next week. Thank you very much. Shukran. Ma'a salama. Goodbye. خدا حافظ و خدا نگهدار. Thank you very much, our sisters and our brothers.